hope you're not expecting a single cent, Oakley. We've decided everything goes to your siblings." My mother said it like she was talking about the weather. No remorse, no hesitation, just final. And my dad? He didn't even look up from his tea. I sat there, frozen. After everything I did for them, this was my reward? If you're already hooked, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. This story is about to take some wild turns you won't believe. I wasn't shocked because they left me out of the will. I was shocked because they called me over just to say it to my face, like it was some kind of family joke. My younger brother Liam smirked the whole time, arms crossed like he had just won a lottery, and my sister Ava, she didn't even bother hiding her satisfaction. She was scrolling through her phone while casually throwing comments like, "Well, maybe if you actually made something of yourself." They always said I was the lost cause, the creative failure, the one with pipe dreams. What they never knew is I stopped needing them a long time ago. For years, I worked in silence. While they laughed, I built. Every birthday party I wasn't invited to, every family photo I was cropped out of. It just made me focus harder. And now as they sit there, proudly erasing me from their life like I never mattered, they don't even know I could buy this house out from under them. But I didn't say anything that day. Not yet. I just smiled. Because the next time they see me, it won't be as the disappointment son. It'll be as the one who owns everything they thought they deserved. Liam's laughter followed me all the way to the door. "Don't take it personally, Oakley," he called out behind me. "It's just business." Business. That word echoed in my head like thunder. They thought cutting me off was smart strategy, like I was some lazy liability dragging the family name down. I didn't even slam the door. I just walked out, calm. Because inside, something had snapped, not in anger, in clarity. I drove back to my apartment, a place none of them had ever visited, never even asked about. They assumed I was barely surviving, wasting time on my weird tech projects. What they didn't know is that one of those weird projects had just landed a $12 million private funding deal. They had no clue I co-founded a startup that was quietly shaking the industry. No clue that I had equity, control, and vision. All they saw was the boy who dropped out of business school to code in cafes. And I never corrected them. Because silence builds power, and I was nearly at the top of mine. That night, I stared at my computer screen. My co-founder, Mia, messaged, "Investors want a public demo. Should we go big?" I typed back, "Let's give them something unforgettable." If they thought I was out of the will, they had no idea what I had willed into reality. 2 weeks later, the demo went live. It wasn't just big, it was a headliner. Tech blogs exploded with headlines like, "Unknown startup disrupts $100 billion market. Who is Oakley?" So the silent genius behind the code. I didn't even have to promote it. My system spoke for itself. Real-time AI integration, privacy-backed transactions, performance no one could touch. Overnight, we were trending across platforms. Reporters flooded my inbox. Investors doubled their offers. We even got a call from a Fortune 500 CEO asking if I was open to acquisition. And the cherry on top, Liam called me. "Oakley? Hey man, didn't realize you were still doing that tech stuff," he said, acting casual. "Saw your name on something. Kinda wild, huh?" I could hear the discomfort in his voice, like someone choking on their own ego. I didn't gloat, I didn't explain, I just said, "Yeah, it's been busy. What's up?" "Well, Dad was wondering if you could help out with some of the family investments. Things aren't looking great." He paused. "And Ava's company might need a little cash flow boost, too." I let the silence sit. Then I said the same line they used on me. "Don't take it personally. It's just business." I ended the call before he could fake a laugh. They still didn't know. They still had no idea what was coming next. But I had a plan, and it would all start at the family dinner next month. The family dinner was at the same house where they told me I was getting nothing. Same table, same fake smiles. But this time, I didn't walk in alone. I arrived 15 minutes late, on purpose. I pulled up in a sleek black electric SUV, custom plated, quiet engine, loud presence. I stepped out in a tailored suit, not flashy, just dangerously sharp. And next to me was Mia, my co-founder, dressed like the face of a billion-dollar IPO. Every move, every step, calculated. As soon as I entered, Forks froze mid-air. Ava blinked twice, almost in slow motion. Liam coughed like he'd swallowed his pride. And my parents? My dad stood up. "Son, you look successful," he said, almost forgetting they had disowned me weeks earlier. I smiled politely. "Had a good couple weeks." I didn't bring up the company. I didn't mention the offers. I didn't have to, because 10 minutes into dinner, Mia casually dropped it. "Did you see the feature in TechCrunch? Our valuation hit $80 million last night. Oakley hasn't slept all week." Ava almost dropped her wine glass. My mom's lips twitched. "Your valuation?" she asked. Mia nodded. "Yeah. Oakley's the majority shareholder. He built the core tech when he was, 20? Liam was visibly sweating now. "Wait, you own that thing?" I finally looked up from my plate. "I thought you guys weren't interested in my projects." And then it happened. The lawyer walked in. Uninvited, unexpected, perfectly timed. "I'm sorry to interrupt," he said, handing over a folder to my dad. "Mr. Oakley wanted to review some property transfers. The estate you live in is being moved under his name." My dad's face dropped. "What? But this is our house." "Not anymore," I said calmly. "I bought the mortgage last week. Bank was happy to sell it. Low performance, high risk." Liam shot up from his chair. "You're joking, right? You can't do this." I stared at him. "You all made it clear I wasn't family, so I became your landlord instead." The room fell silent. Not even a fork dared to move. But this dinner? This was just the appetizer. Nobody spoke for a full minute. My mother looked like she'd seen a ghost. My father just kept flipping through the papers in disbelief, as if one more page would somehow change the outcome. Ava finally broke the silence. "You seriously bought the house? Why would you do this?" I leaned back calmly. "Because I wanted you all to feel exactly what I felt when you erased me from the will. Powerless." Liam's voice cracked. "You're punishing us?" "No," I said. "I'm protecting myself. You showed me who you really were. This is just me finally believing you." They had spent years mocking my dreams, calling me unstable, laughing behind my back at family events. And now, they were sitting in a home I owned, wondering how the joke had flipped. "I'm not kicking you out, yet," I added. "But things will change, starting with rent, market rate, monthly, no more free rides." My dad stood up, trying to reassert control. "Oakley, this is your family." I stood up too. "Exactly. And family doesn't call you over just to say you're worth nothing." As Mia and I walked out, Ava ran after me. "Oakley, wait. We didn't mean to shut you out like that. We were just..." "Greedy?" I cut in. "Yeah, I know. That's why the new will I just wrote, my will, has your names nowhere on it." We left them stunned, standing in their own living room, now someone else's asset. And that night, as I watched the sunset from my penthouse balcony, I smiled. Not because I won, but because I didn't let their definition of me become my truth. They wrote me out of the will, so I rewrote the story.